Hey guys, welcome to the stream space, or welcome back if you've been here before. We are, it's kind of like our first actual gaming pickup video since we moved, and it's probably going to be our last for the year. We're going to probably slow down a little on these. I think we filmed like at least eight. At least eight. There's some of them I haven't aired yet, but we did our last one and this one back to back, and we have two more to post as well. So, we got a nice hefty stack of games here, just kind of been like cruising around town where we moved to and checking things out. We found some new stores to buy stuff from, or at least one store specifically. I mean, the other one has mainly like nerdy collectibles, which I'll show you guys, but they're not exactly what we would call a gaming pickup. Kind of opening up with that. Limited space here, and we're going to be saving, but few things for the wall. Yeah, Blue Beetle. This is from a place called Snap Collectibles. They're pretty cool. It's probably going to be a nice little hub here, at least while we're here. I don't know if we're gonna move to this town permanently or otherwise, but I thought it was still pretty cool. I mean, it's only like $25 Canadian, which that's pretty great. And then we got Ironheart, which, you know, a lot of people knock the design. They called it like a Mega Man-esque design, and I don't see how that... I fail to see how that's a problem. Anyways, what we're actually here for. Let's get into it. So, we got to try a bunch of different game stores out from the area, as well as we actually bought a game or two off people that we now live with, which is pretty awesome. But we'll start with some of the new acquisitions. So... got Donkey Kong 64. We all know and love, you know, the big galoot. And it's so cool to get a copy of this with a... it actually has its instruction manual, which that's not normal. I don't normally care about that, but I mean, if I get it, I'll keep them. But, you know, this was one of the first and one of the very few games that actually utilized the N64's expansion pack. You couldn't play the game without it. So, got that from a new place called Treasure Cove. They kind of specialize in old school toys and retro video games and cards and comics. They do have some toys from, like, you know, Power Ranger stuff from from the era that I love. So, it'd be kind of cool to go there and see some stuff. They had Lightspeed Rescue's Super Train Megazord, which I thought was pretty sweet, and I had to bite my teeth or bite my tongue, whatever. Stop myself from buying it because it was $170 and I don't need that negativity in my life. Would have looked damn good if they actually had more than one Ranger done for the Lightning Collection's Lightspeed Rescue. They only have blue so far. Anyways, next up is... collected our copy of Dark Alliance 2. So... not to be mistaken with the more recently released one that was on the PS5 and the more modern systems. Dark Alliance 2, so obviously this is to go alongside my Xbox Classic copy of Dark Alliance 1. You know, kind of revisits that top-down, action-y, hack-and-slash-y type RPG that I've actually started to realize how much I actually like. So as we all know, there was a big quest to fix a bunch of video game cases, courtesy of an asshole cat who... not going to rename nameless. She's probably in the... that's a fan. I totally thought that was her in the background, and we were like, that little shit. Right there. Anyways, Guitar Hero Live. We have the game, and we're bad at the game, but it is still part of the collection. And... I was actually pretty happy to find a copy of it because there were a couple places I could have gotten this from. I actually got this one from our local video game trader. By the way, Dark Alliance 2 was also a Treasure Cove find, FYI. This was from Video Game Trader, though, and it was great because it's, like, complete in box. It's a good-looking case. And if you don't remember, essentially the cat had peed on a bunch of cases. It wrecked about $700 worth of game casing, and unfortunately... you can reprint, but it's just not worth the hassle, and a lot of places will charge you more than the reprint's actually worth. Continuing on. I should probably put these back where I find them. Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike. Now, probably one of my favorite ones in the GameCube era because, like, you could actually get out like walk around and do stuff inside missions. Like, it was actually a lot of fun. So I'm excited to actually jump back into this one. We'll try and find Rogue Squadron 2 at some point, but it was just kind of cool to see this one. I was like, it's only $25. And they had more than one copy, but this one had the actual GameCube case with the lock. They were actually built with an actual locking mechanism on them that you could utilize at like places like Blockbusters and whatever. It is complete in box too, so it's got the manual. I found these little discs ridiculous. Anyways, that's another video game trader find, but pretty excited to jump on this after we finish Final Fantasy VII Classic, which we will be airing a new episode of that this week. We're gonna start jumping into some GameCube games or something. Like, we're thinking like that one might be the next one, or Tales of Symphonia, or Soul Calibur 2, which actually leads me to the next one, Soul Calibur 2. Again, video game trader, but this one was always my favorite because you got to actually play as Link, and equipping his, like upgrading his swords, you actually got like a whole bunch of them from the games that were up until that point. I thought it was super cool. Fierce Daddy Link, you could get the Razor Sword and the Mirror Shield from Majora's Mask. I thought that was an actually pretty awesome choice. And again, complete in box. And only $40. I mean, that's really not bad. I'm not huge on the Soul Calibur games, but in this episode, there's actually 2 of them because they're the 2 that I actually would have wanted to play. 3 was interesting because it had a customizer, and I actually kind of want to play it just to try that, but this version of the game you could play as Link from Zelda, so why not? Now, we're back to Treasure Cove, because I'm, dedicated, I guess. Driver 2 for the original PlayStation. This was one of the first games I ever beat. So it's pretty fun to find it, and I also remember like getting out of the car. I'd like play free mode for hours, just messing around, and my friends and I would play like Target. We'd pick a target enemy or like civilian car and just try and beat the shit out of it, and hopefully break it before we broke. So I mean, that was a stupid fun game. I remember actually I utilized this in a story starter that I wrote when I was in junior high. We did story starters, and I chose this, and my friend and I were playing it, and then we like got taken to like knock off Jurassic World. I don't know. It was fun. Now, I wouldn't say it's bandwagon jumping because like I actually liked this game before it was ever a movie or featured in one. So I think it's technically that's more accurate as to what you should call it. Gran Turismo 7 for the PS5. Actually, very excited to play this one and dive into some of the more realistic side of racing. I do have Need for Speed Unbound on there, which I'm still working on, but this one is probably going to be pretty fun. I mean, I've heard good things about it. There was some credit issues in the very beginning when it first came out, but they kind of seem to get past those. And if you are curious, Gran Turismo, the movie based on a true story, it is a fantastic underdog movie. I think anybody that likes underdog stories is going to like it. And anybody who likes racing movies. And if you have the theaters in your town, go see it on a Screen X theater, because then you can see it with like the walls where they light up as part of the race car or whatever the scene is. But it's a lot of fun. It's a really good movie. Check it out. Now, next up is a bit of a gem. I'm actually really happy that I found this one, and for a killer price. That is Transformers War for Cybertron for the PlayStation 3. Now, this guy is like part of a 2-part series. So, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. And this is the design of the characters that they're using in the movies these days. And so, it also had like one of the best like multiplayer experiences that wasn't like Call of Duty or something. I mean, it's funny because it is Activision, but I don't know. I guess this was so good, though, that the fans actually brought the multiplayer servers back online so people could play it. And if you wanted to buy a license for this on Steam, fun fact, I went looking for it about a year ago, and to find a license for it, it was like $900. So that shows you how bad people want to play it on computer. Just saying. That was a Treasure Cove find. Now, I wasn't even sure I was going to get this one, but courtesy of our roommates, We have Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This is essentially, well, Borderlands, but with a medieval spin. And I'm actually looking forward to playing it. It looks like it's going to be completely and utterly ridiculous. I just remember the unicorn appearing in Fortnite and pooping rainbows. But anyways, shoot, loot, slashed, and cast. So basically, that sounds actually like a lot of fun to me. A little more emphasis on the melee combat, but it sounds like there's going to be some guns too, so it could be a ton of fun. This is also Chaotic Great Edition, whatever that necessarily means. I don't know what makes this one special, but I mean, I do love the Borderland games, and it's 1 to 4 players on single screen. These games have always had a lot of respect for couch co-op, and it seems to be something they've retained as time has gone by, whereas like a lot of developers just aren't doing it. Even the ones that were famous for it with Halo, Halo Infinite let us down with that couch co-op cancellation. Anyways, so that was a friend find. Minecraft Legends. Now I wasn't even sure if I want to play this, but my son really wanted to play it, so I figured I'd get this for him, Game Pass it on myself, and then him and I could actually play together. But it's essentially Minecraft meets League of Legends. I don't know how that's going to play out, and I could be wrong. Maybe that's not how it plays at all, but it would still be a lot of fun to kind of try out another type of Minecraft game. Like we both really like Minecraft Legends. That one's pretty high on the list for me. Nice little Diablo clone. I would like them to do something that they're not like blatantly ripping off of another game, but it is what it is. That is a Walmart find, by the way. Rage 2. Now, we also, in our, not in this video, in one of our previous videos, we indicated we got Rage 1, Anarchy Edition, for the PS3. So, it'll be nice to kind of, like, play these back-to-back, but, I mean, it's kind of a, Mad Maxy, Doomish type RPG / action game, and I'm actually looking forward to diving into this one, because it's just going to be total chaos. And that's kind of what the game's, one part of its hype was. This was found at GameStop, or EB Games as we often call it. I mean, you'll hear me call it EB Games. I do mean GameStop. It is just kind of how we first really saw them, was EB Games. I remember being taken there when my friend got the anniversary, it's like the 1-year anniversary edition of the Xbox Classic, and it had the green with Crimson Skies and Project Gotham Racing 2. Okay, next up is a gem for me, at least, because it was part of the game set that I got rid of, traded in, whatever I did with it, but I really wished I hadn't. But that is Inuyasha and the Secret of the Cursed Mask. So it's a chibi turn-based turn-based RPG. It's not action RPG. That's an incorrect term for this. But it's a turn-based RPG, and I mean, I loved this series. This was my intro anime as a teenager. Not to say that I hadn't watched like Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Card Captors, or Karopi, but this was when I really got into it. After I watched the first couple episodes of this, I was absolutely hooked. Don't like how long the anime ran for. I definitely prefer like the core of it, where it's like 26 episodes and that's the story. One thing I never checked when I picked it up, this was a Video Game Trader find, by the way. I never checked if it had the card. It's disappointing. Fuckers. Well, it was worth a look, but no, it's not there. I have the other game for this series, too, by the way, Feudal Combat. That's a fighting game, kind of more, I don't know, Ultimate Ninja Storm / Mortal Kombat-y. It's fun, but not my favorite. And as I mentioned, there was another Soul Calibur game on the list. That's Soul Calibur 4, because I want to play as broke-ass Yoda. No, he is not financially unstable. He just can't be grappled. Unless you're like Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader can like force throw him. But like this game, I remember it being a lot of fun. I remember my friends and I trying to play Yoda's campaign, getting to the very end, and it took us a really long time to actually beat Vader. I don't even remember if we finished it. I don't think we actually did. So that was fun. That kind of concludes it. But this was a where did I find this? This was a Treasure Cove find. So, which they had excellent prices, by the way. I think that's why I went back. Because I got this, Driver 2, and War for Cybertron, which, by the way, War for Cybertron on its own is about a $30 or $40 game. But I got the whole set for only like $48, which that's pretty big. That's very, very nice. So, I mean, that kind of concludes the video for these guys. We're going to be launching another one for fun. That'll be more next week, but we're going to be doing a Steam Deck versus the ROG Ally video. There's a lot of obvious things that I'm already can see right off the bat, but we'll talk about it in that video. So anyways, excuse me, I choked on air. So anyways, thanks for checking it out, guys. If you want, you can find me over on YouTube, Pydera Space 74, probably where you're watching this. We're over on Twitch, Pydera_74. Got a couple cool things going on the channel. So we have our partnership with Dubby. If you guys throw in the creator code Pydera74 when you put your order through, I get a couple bucks and you get a cool energy drink, which I think is nice. So that's a nice little trade-off. Helps support the channel. If you want to support the channel more directly, we have a tip link in the description of the video. So definitely be sure to throw that down there. So anyways, like, follow, subscribe, do all those things, and I will see you guys next time.